Now, today Nio, together with other Chinese equities, are doing so well in terms of the share price. I mean, as I'm doing this video, Nio is trading at $5.98, up over 5%, which comes after the billionaire David Tepper went on Squawk Box and just announced massive bullish news onto Chinese equities, saying that he's buying everything China, is buying stocks, is buying ETFs, which is something that once again it is extremely bullish onto Chinese stocks. I mean, if a guy like him with a net worth of over 21 billion, a fund manager like him buying Chinese equities, you and me better do the same, because he sees the potential that lies within these Chinese equities or Chinese stocks, which is why he's buying everything. I mean, on his interview or during his interview, he was asked which equity specifically. He said everything. He's buying everything China, which is something that it's pretty interesting, because he talks, I think, about also the stimulus which we just read coming from China of banks going to be given loans to give to companies for buyback. Stockbrokers are going to be given money to buy stocks, which is just something that is pretty amazing. So good to EV stocks or to companies or to Chinese equities as a whole. Now, because of this news, I believe it's the reason why we are seeing most of the Chinese equities, ladies and gents, trading this high today, which is something that is just so amazing, because it is the second day in a week where we see Chinese equities doing so well. I mean, we really miss the days like this, and seeing them coming, I mean, it makes me to be really excited as one of the investors, or as one of the retail investors investing heavily onto China. I mean, you will know that Nio, personally, it is a stock that I'm heavily invested in, because I believe in the future, and all this news help companies like Nio, or will help Nio also surge in terms of the share price. I mean, today the share price of Nio at market open, it opened trading over $6.10, which is something that was just so amazing, seeing Nio trading over $6. And though we saw it coming or dropping down from over 6% of gains to just over 2% of gain, as it stands right now, Nio is up over 5%, which shows you that today we might end the day Nio trading over $6, which is something that we want to see, because it is validating even what technical guys have been saying, to say that from here we can expect good things. I mean, technical guys have been issuing price target. If Nio breaks this price target, then it is another confirmation of the upward trend. Personally, for a guy like me who's a fundamental guy, it makes me to be really excited to know that technical guys are agreeing that what we are seeing now, it's a big sign of what is coming ahead. I think if we can have or continue having days like this, I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to end the year on double digits in terms of the share price. I mean, there is a guy who made a projection or prediction that this week, or he was putting call options to say that this week we'll see $9. And though we won't see the $9, I must say, share price wise, Nio has been pulling some pretty good, decent short squeeze, which is something that, of course, those that are bearish, those that are just negative onto Nio, are burning at this really moment, because they thought Nio is going back to $2, but rather what we are seeing from the Nio stock price, it is continuing to surge, which is something that is pretty decent, pretty amazing, and I think it validates and it confirms that indeed blue sky is coming. I mean, Nio is a company that is doing exceptionally well, from the fundamentals, from deliveries, from the launch which they just did for their sub brand last week, and the orders which have been coming on that sub brand, and the orders that are coming onto the Nio main brand. I mean, today we did a video where we were talking about Cafes China confirming that as of the 20th of September, Nio had total of 15,000 orders just for this month, from the 1st to the 19th, or as of from the 1st to the 20th, which is something that is just so amazing, so incredible to know that Nio, not only is it accumulating orders on their Onvo, which is their recent launch, or the car which they just launched last week, but they are also continuing to see solid growth onto the Nio orders, which is just something that is pretty exciting. A lot of people were expecting orders of Nio to come down because of the orders that will be coming from Onvo, but we are seeing something very different from what those investors were seeing, and that is we are seeing both Onvo and Nio accumulating decent orders, which this means one thing, and that is we need to brace ourselves for what's coming. We need to brace ourselves for the coming month, because this just means that Nio, it is a company which very soon, sooner than expected, we might see them getting to profitability, hitting profitability, because the kind of performance we are seeing fundamentally onto this stock, not even big financial institutions were expecting to see this kind of performance, this kind of sales that Nio is generating, which is why most of them are now bullish onto the Nio stock, which is why even big hedge fund managers like David Tepper, they see the potential onto Chinese equities like Nio, which is why they say that they are buying everything, because the potential, they realize that there's massive potential onto Chinese equities or Chinese stocks. I mean, these stocks, ladies and gents, they have been through a lot. I mean, we must say, I mean, at a point in time back in 2021, China imposed crackdowns onto tech stocks, which made the share price of almost all Chinese equities to fall down sharply. On top of that, there were delisting fears, which of course surfaced towards the end of 2021, which that again pulled down further the stock price. And to see the kind of sentiment we are seeing right now, especially that these Chinese equities, though delisting fears faded away, or rumors faded away, or that was resolved, though the crackdowns was also completed, these stocks have not really recovered, which is why companies like Baba, you would understand why they would surge the way they are surging, because they have not really recovered from 2021 or end of 2021. These stocks have been suffering ever since, and we have not seen them recovering from that hit that we saw coming with those news that I was just talking or telling you just now. And it is for this reason that I think even big financial institutions, fund managers, and companies are starting to see the potential that lies within Chinese equities, Chinese stocks, because though we saw most of the US stocks surging last year, this year, Chinese equities have been trading at the bottom of the belly or towards their all-time 52-week lows, which is something that is not good at all to see. So this means that companies like Nio, we can expect some good growth. Companies like Baba, we can expect some good growth in terms of the share price, the stock market or the market valuing it the way they are supposed to, because as it stands right now, they are just undervalued, right? So yeah, man, I'm happy. This is what is resulting in the stock price of Nio, share price of Nio, to be up 5%, which is something that is exciting a lot of the new investors. I mean, come on. I am loving what I'm seeing the streets of social media when it comes to these Chinese equities, like our favorite stock Nio. People, it is just all positive vibes, and I just wish we can have these vibes until this even going to the year end. And yeah, I think good things are coming, great stuff are coming, and I think it is just the beginning of what we might see. Who knows? We might see Nio ending the year. I know it might be very difficult to see $20. We might see $20. Who knows? At this rate, I think it's very possible. Everything is possible. And those short sellers, those people that are negative, I'm sure they regret what they were saying about Chinese equities, what they said about our favorite stock like Nio, because these stocks are doing so well, which is why big financial institutions, investors see the potential, because some of these stocks, the way they are valued, like Baba, man. I mean, Baba has got tons and tons of cash, and being valued the way they are. I mean, it's what David Tepper was also saying, to say that some of these companies have got 50% of their market cap is the total cash they have at hand, which shows you of how undervalued these equities are, or how of a potential these stocks is offering to those that are investing or that will be putting money onto them, which is something that is just so amazing, so incredible, and it made me to be really excited and be proud as the Nio investor. Otherwise, with all that, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this. Blue sky is coming in Nio together with other Chinese equities. I believe that they will continue surging for the rest of Q4, because you know that there's a big stimulus that China also just announced, and it will come into play in Q4, which is something that makes us to look forward to the kind of share price we will see companies like Nio ending the year trading at. But I must say, blue sky is coming. Those that are persevering will definitely be rewarded. Otherwise, with all this, it is still important that you do your own due diligence so that at least you are comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me. I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market investing journey, and God bless you all.